At 3 a.m., while most of America was asleep, the U.S. financial system nearly collapsed. No alarms, no breaking news banners, no crowds in the streets, just quiet rooms, dim lights, and a few exhausted people staring at numbers that suddenly didn't make sense anymore. That night, Wall Street didn't scream. It held its breath. And for a few hours, history balanced on a knife's edge. To understand how close we came, you have to forget what movies taught you about crashes. There were no traders throwing papers, no bells ringing, no dramatic countdown. The real danger was quieter. Banks had stopped trusting each other. Not because they were evil, not because they were stupid, but because no one knew who was lying and who was already dead. In 2008, banks didn't just lend money, they lent belief. And suddenly, belief vanished. Phones rang nonstop, voicemails stacked up unanswered. Emails went unread because no one had the courage to open them. Money, the thing that keeps everything moving, was frozen. Not gone, frozen. And frozen money is more dangerous than missing money, because when money stops moving, life stops with it. Here's something most people never hear. The scariest moments of the 2008 crisis didn't happen on trading floors. They happened in conference rooms with bad coffee and worse silence. At 3 a.m., officials weren't asking, "How do we save Wall Street?" They were asking something far more terrifying. If one more bank fails before sunrise, do ATMs still work tomorrow? Will Paychecks arrive? Will grocery stores open? Will trucks still deliver fuel? Because modern America runs on trust so deep, we don't even notice it anymore. You swipe a card, you assume it works. That night, no one was sure it would. And once people doubt money, panic spreads faster than fire. We're told the crisis was caused by complex financial instruments, mortgage-backed securities, derivatives. That's only half true. The real problem was simpler and more human. We believed housing prices only go up. We believed risk could be sliced so thin it would disappear. We believed someone else had checked the math. And worst of all, we believed tomorrow would fix everything. History hates that belief, because every financial collapse begins the same way, not with greed, but with confidence. Confidence that systems are smarter than people. Confidence that warnings are exaggerations. Confidence that this time is different. It never is. As dawn approached, decisions were made that would shape generations. Not votes, not speeches. Decisions whispered across tables. Do we let this bank fail? Do we save that one? Who do we protect? And who do we sacrifice? There was no perfect answer. Every option was bad. Some were catastrophic. And here's the uncomfortable truth. The system wasn't saved by money. It was saved by belief. Belief that if the government stepped in, people would keep trusting the dollar. Belief that if markets opened in the morning, someone would still show up. Belief that tomorrow was worth borrowing from. Because debt at its core isn't numbers. It's faith in a future that hasn't happened yet. That night, America borrowed belief from itself. If things had gone slightly differently, you wouldn't recognize the world today. Your savings could have vanished. Your job might not exist. Entire institutions, older than most countries, would be footnotes. And yet, most people slept through it. That's the strange thing about history's most dangerous moments. They don't announce themselves. They happen quietly late at night when only a few people realize how close everything is to breaking. The real lesson, the lesson of 2008, isn't that banks are evil, or that markets are fragile. It's this. Modern civilization is held together by trust we rarely think about, and trust, once broken, is harder to repair than any balance sheet. History doesn't usually end with explosions. It ends in quiet rooms, with tired people deciding whether the world continues tomorrow. That night, it barely did. If you believe history explains money better than headlines,